Woof woof! Hello viewers, Shuffle Woof here, with my bi-monthly segment, Hot Furry Singles, where I highlight my favorite furry tracks released in the past 15 or so days. In the description, you can find links to support the artists mentioned. On to the box. First we have Velaspace with Did You Know? This is an ethereal EDM track featuring soaring pads all over, and the sweep built into a fun drop. The lyrics are simple and romantic, and there are certainly Porter Robinson vibes in the vocal delivery and instrumentation for fans of his work. Lovely. Next is Shan with Free My Mind. This is a breakbeat track whose otherworldly feel comes from its pad strings and high-pitched vocalizations. On top of this is some big 808 work and a whispered vocal that adds to the vibe. Nice. Next is CadoFox and Cheat Thrill with Render Engine. This is an industrial dubstep cut that builds epically from piano-led segments into big mechanical drops. There are nice tonal variations throughout, on top of it being quite cinematic. Very dynamic production. Next is neevah with Ketamine Angel. This is an emo hyperpop cut that pairs heavenly pads with trap and dance beats. The lyrics here are quite emotional, neevah expressing woes to do with substance abuse, as well as deep insecurity in a relationship. This is a lighter one, but she still manages to make the production playful, which I like. Next is zombAe and Girls Rituals with Run. This is an industrial rap cut where the aggressive vocal delivery shines, zombAe addressing people who left her in the dirt and wanting to intimidate those individuals. The character in her voice works well with Girls Rituals' odd, synthy instrumental, as minimalist as it is. Quite the thrill and speed up at the end, too. Next is exitplanb with BREW. This is an indie punk cut with wild guitar and synth work, meshing well with the distorted, unhinged vocals. This one is short but quite the rush, especially when we get to the disorienting passage at the end featuring its fluttery strings. Wow! Next is Artifyber with Gay Murder. This is a cutesy synthpop piece with prominent synth guitars and horns, everything assembled into an energetic little tune. I also enjoy the breakcore elements. There are some nice variations throughout. Next is STAINFUL with PARADOXIA. This is an experimental breakcore track with an interesting, disorienting composition on the chorus. I especially love the instrumental pauses on the repeated word, match. It feels dynamic and brooding on the major builds, and the dance elements work very well. I feel like they have great control over the energy. This is probably my favorite single I have heard from them this year, if only for how odd and catchy it is.
Right. What is it you see?
Next is Valerie with MPF Detected. Valerie is back with more experimental rap, this time mixing a drum set beat with spooky synths that only get more muddy and distorted as the song progresses. Once again she is taking a more political angle with her lyrics, expressing how scary and exhausting it currently is to be a trans woman in the US, even giving us skit-like transphobe impressions at different points. Even with this song's bleak beginning, she still expresses how she is willing and able to fight back by the end, which is certainly encouraging. I think this works great as a tune. Valerie's oddball fire just keeps on burning.
Contact here.
Oh, Lilithpad, you dirty dog. Next is Lilithpad, with an old banger that is, Don't Just Stare. This is a wild electronic, house track full of intense, dark synth work. While the production is great, I am sure most listeners will be focused on the heated lyrics, which are easily some of the most lewd I have heard all year. These lyrics are so explicit I could genuinely recommend them to fans of Cobra or Cupcake. Oh my woofness. If this is too hot for you to handle, though, Lilithpad also released another house cut this half which is also quite good. Check out 1000 Knives Dub. Next is Musa with Just Dance. This is a bright pop and EDM fusion, steeped in 2010s pop influence, definitely giving some indie sleaze. The lyrics read like that same era of recession pop as well, Musa singing about dancing, in spite of a bleak world. The colorful breakdown at the end is also quite nice. This is a pop. Next is Werewing with Hurts Like Hell. This is a pop and indie rock fusion with lyrics inspired by mouthwashing. It begins as a piece of ukulele-fronted pop, but leans a bit more punk at the chorus, with its distorted guitar and Green Day-esque vocal delivery. The guitar solo on the bridge is notably very nice, too. Props to that. Next is Biscuit with Plum. This is a piece of new metal that gives me a bit of a Linkin Park vibe. Biscuit delivering an epic chorus that feels gigantic in scope. The guitar breakdowns sound just as huge, and Biscuit absolutely crushes both the clean singing and the screamo. The spiteful lyrics fit the intensity well, Biscuit lamenting someone who used them. Very impressive work here. Definitely do not miss out on this one if new metal is your thing. Next is AQUASINE with It's a Full Moon Tonight. Can you look away real quick? This is a new piece of synth funk from Aqua, taking their cute C-style in a more Nintendo-like direction with prominent steel drum and synth guitar parts. I do get a kick out of the funny werewolf themed line added halfway through. This is delightful. Next is snazzyvaka and BattSpend with kovu. This is a piece of Hyperpop featuring airy, spacious pads and high-pitched vocal samples that play nicely against Snazzy's delivery. Thematically, this is a flex track, where Snazzy also references some pop furs. While big bass and light track influence is certainly Snazzy's thing, it is refreshing to hear him over synth production as dreamy as this. Nice.
If I were to die.
Next is YonKaGor with If I Were to Die. This is a swing pop cut whose touching writing takes the spotlight. YonKaGor taking an existentialist angle to a love song by telling the subject of his affection that he wants to be remembered for being loving. YonKaGor's vocals sound beautiful and mesh very well with a violin, acoustic guitar, pianos, and harmonies. This is a pretty straightforward tune, but it is extremely nice. Do not miss this one if you want a cute little gem to try. Finally, we have Alow and lillybug with Polarity. This is an ambient EDM track that opens with bright synths and jaunty bits of flute, before introducing some chill pop vocals. The chorus production feels huge, and I love the gentleness of the ending. What a clean sound. Those are all the hottest furry singles for the past 2 weeks. Thanks so much for watching. I hope I gave you good recommendations. Do not forget to support your favorite indie artists on Bandcamp, as that is the best way to do so. See you all in the next video. Woof woof.